Hi guys, welcome to this session of cell addressing. Let's explore absolute and relative referencing. Recall a cell in Spreadsheet is where a row and column intersect. It has a text, number, or a formula that determines the value of the cell. A cell address in Excel refers to the unique identifier of a cell within a worksheet. It specifies the location of a cell based on its column and row position. Cell addresses are represented by a combination of letters and numbers. The letters represent the column, and the numbers represent the row. For example, in the cell address A1. Together, A1 identifies the cell located at the intersection of column A and row 1. An Excel worksheet has 1,048,576 rows and 16,384 columns per worksheet. Relative cell referencing. Here Excel adjusts the cell references based on the relative position of the formula when it is copied to other cells. The formula entered in cell C2 is equals A2 asterisk B2. The formula when copied to cell C3, Excel automatically adjusts the references to become equals A3 asterisk B3. Similarly, the formula if copied to cell C4, it becomes equals A4 asterisk B4. Excel adjusts the references relative to the formula's new position. In short, the conclusion is, relative referencing adjusts the cell references based on the formula's position. Absolute cell referencing. It means that the cell references do not change when the formula is copied to other cells. In cell C2, the entered formula is equals A2 asterisk $B$2. The dollar sign before the row number and column letter makes the reference absolute. When this formula is copied to cell C3, the reference to cell B2 remains unchanged, i.e., it stays as $B$2. Excel keeps the references absolute, regardless of the formula's position. Budget spreadsheet, an application that uses absolute cell referencing. A cell contains the tax rate that applies to all income values in budget spreadsheet. Now it is required to calculate the total income tax for each month based on the income generated. Observe in the tax column, the formula to calculate tax using tax rate uses absolute cell reference so that same tax rate is used to calculate tax when formula is copied to other cells. To summarize, relative referencing adjusts the cell references based on the formula's position. Absolute referencing keeps the cell references constant, irrespective of the formula's position. Recall, relative referencing adjusts the cell references based on the formula's position. Absolute referencing keeps the cell references constant, irrespective of the formula's position. Now let's test the concept of relative and absolute cell referencing when a formula is copied and pasted to other cells. Let's have two numbers entered as can be seen and observed. The formula entered in C2 equals A2 asterisk B2. Now let's copy this formula by right-click on cell C2 and selecting Copy option from the pop-up menu. Now right-click on cell C3 and select Paste option. Also, shortcut keys can be used to copy and paste. Observe the formula in cell C3 in the formula bar. Equals A3 asterisk B3. It's relative cell referencing. Here Excel adjusts the cell references based on the relative position of the formula when it is copied to other cells. Now let's use absolute cell referencing. Recall, the $ before the row number and column letter makes the reference absolute. Now copy the formula in cell D2 and paste in cell D3. This is absolute cell referencing. Absolute cell referencing means that the cell references do not change when the formula is copied to other cells. The question is how to decide whether to use relative or absolute referencing, or which one to use. Budget spreadsheet. Same tax rate is to be used to calculate the tax on the generated income. A cell contains the tax rate that applies to all income values in budget spreadsheet. Now it is required to calculate the total income tax for each month based on the income generated. Let's have the spreadsheet with the columns month, income, tax, and the tax rate. Some sample data is entered, and let's set tax rate to be 15%. The same tax rate is to be used for calculating the tax on income generated for each of the month. The absolute address of the cell containing tax rate is used to calculate the tax. There may be question that why income is directly multiplied by 15%. Now let's observe that when the formula in cell C2 is copied and pasted in cells C3 and cell C4, the reference of cell D4 containing tax rate do not change. Now the answer of the question that why income is not directly multiplied by 15% to get tax. The answer is that if tax rate changes, then in every formula of tax 15% is to be replaced with the new tax rate, say 25%. The powerful feature of Excel here is automatic recalculation when any cell value used in the formula is changed. Thank you for watching the video, and for details, please refer to my blog.